So, hi, my name is Saldo, and I will talk about the basic steps you need to take in order to bake a bread. Okay? There are at least four main ingredients that you will find in almost every bread recipe. Okay? The first one is flour. I mean, wet flour. It's the most common one you will find in the supermarkets. The second ingredient, I mean, is water. Because flour by itself, it's a powder. Water its gives this shape, this body to our bread. And we have yeast. If you just bake the outcome of flour and water, you will end up with a very unpleasant bread, which has no shape, which is too dense to eat. So that's the work of the yeast. That's when yeast comes in, and because yeast is it's sorry most of the sugars that flour has. During that process, yeast start to release air, starts to release air, and that air is kept in the bread. If you take a little piece of bread and you look at the crumb, you will realize it has air, bubbles. That's air. Okay. And the last ingredient is salt. We use salt for two main reasons. The first one is to give a little bit of flavor to our bread, and the second one is because it helps us to control the fermentation process, the rising of the flour of the dough. Sorry, this is the basic bread composition. The main ingredient, as you realize, is flour. The second one is water, and we use a little bit of salt and yeast. Not too much, because if we use too much yeast, or we let our dough to rest too much, we ended up with over rising dough, over rice dough. Okay. Okay. This is the a very basic technique to knead or dough. What we mean by kneading. Okay, that's just the mixing process in order to make a bread. Okay, we this is the most basic one technique. We just mix all the ingredients. Um, Almost at the end of the kneading process, we put the salt in it. How do we know we we finish our dough, or how do we know the dough is ready to be rested? Okay, when the dough is smooth and barely stick to your hands. Okay, when the dough is ready, the next step is the rising process. We let it rest our dough until it doubles its size. There is no a certain amount of time, because it depends on uh, a lot of about a lot of reasons. Okay, I mean, like the heat on the room you have the dough, and also the amount of yeast you use on your recipe. Okay, this is the last step to make a basic bread. When the dough has risen until it reaches uh, like two times its initial size, it's time to bake. Most of the recipes, or almost every recipe you will find on the internet, will tell you have to preheat your oven. And the temperature of the oven relies mostly on the type of bread you are baking. For example, pizza has to be at least 250 grades Celsius grades. Okay, but most of the recipe just needs 150 grades. Okay, that's when, and the time almost realized also in the shape of the on the of the dough, and also in its weight. Okay, and that's almost all the process we have during the uh, bread creation, or the bake when you bake bread. Okay, this types of recipe that only uses four ingredients, the same four ingredients as I said previously, work for recipes like pizza, such as pizza, baguettes, focaccias, and tons of Italian breads and also French breads. So that's it. That's everything. And I hope you enjoy this presentation, and I also hope you find it useful. Okay? Thank you, and see you later.